Well, hello everybody. For the first time in a while, we got some new confirmed Sonic news. Sonic Dream Team has officially come and went. The game is released. It's doing quite well. You know, it's actually the highest rated Sonic game in terms of the Metacritic score since Sonic Generations. That is a pretty tough task and an incredible feat. But since Dream Team has come and went, we are now left with the question, what is next for the Sonic franchise? We really have no idea. 2024 is a very uncertain year, and right now looks like the year of multimedia. All we have is Sonic Prime Season 3, Sonic Movie 3 slated to come out at the end of the year, which is going to be an absolute banger because we will finally see our boy Shadow on the big screen, and apparently this Knuckles TV show. Is it real? I don't even know at this point. It's safe to say that as of right now, 2024 is looking to be the year of multimedia for Sonic. We have the movies and 2 shows that are confirmed to have content, but the games are kind of in the dark. But today we have some news and some speculation over the future of Sonic. So there's a lot to get into, but make sure to subscribe to the channel right now with all notifications. I'll give you a second. And let's talk about some of the new confirmed Sonic game news, as well as speculation for 2024. So the only thing we know about Sonic games for 2024 is, I guess, Sonic Dream Team will be getting some type of post-launch content, which has been confirmed, but the question is, what exactly is it going to be? In terms of the current updates for content, all there is are these brand new Tails challenges that update once a week. And while it's cool for completionists to actually be able to 100% the game, as of right now, all it seems that we get are these little statues. All of these challenges are basically rehashes of previous missions from the original campaign. So is this going to be enough to keep people subscribed to the Apple Arcade service? Personally, I'm on a 6-month free trial, so you know I'm not paying for the game ever, but I would imagine in order to keep people subscribed to the service to play Sonic, they're gonna have to do something to update the game. Are the Tails challenges gonna be enough? I don't think so. So I would imagine that possibly we could be getting new levels and challenges, but right now it doesn't seem too promising based off of what we've been currently getting. So stay tuned to see what we get, but there's only one other Sonic game confirmed for 2024, and it's actually something you may have missed. Sonic Mania Plus is finally getting an official mobile port, like officially licensed, not like Android decomp, whatever the hell that is. Like an officially licensed Android port is coming to Netflix Gaming for Sonic Mania in 2024. So if you have a Netflix subscription, you'll now be able to play Sonic Mania on your mobile device. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world, realistically. The game's been out for like 7 years. But that's all we got for 2024, a mobile Sonic Mania port, and what's confirmed right now is Tails challenges for Sonic Dream Team. Hopefully there will be additional content after that. And now this brings us into the big confirmed news, because we now have new Sonic games confirmed, and not just new Sonic games, we have multiple Sonic games confirmed. There's also some leaks and speculation that we could talk about as well, just to give us some reference, but let's get into the confirmed stuff first, talk about what this means, and then get into some of the more speculative stuff. So this is according to Tails channel, but this is also straight from the source themselves. This is from Sega. Sonic is to get several new mobile titles in the future, according to Sega management meeting document. The Sonic the Hedgehog series is expected to receive several new titles for mobile platforms. Sega's parent company confirmed in a management meeting early Tuesday. Apple and Google, these are 2 names you probably don't want to hear when you hear this type of news, were both named as key players in the mobile sector for Sega, as the publisher detailed an encompassing transmedia scheme for the Blue Blur, which will include licensing and collaborations with other third-party properties. With an established mobile gaming network presence thanks to the like of free apps like Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces Speed Battle, the franchise looks set to dive into the world of mobile game subscription services as part of Sega's future plans. Here is the graphic for expansion of Sega IP. Several new Sonic titles for mobile are under development. Sonic signed a contract with Apple to produce Sonic Dream Team, as you guys know. So as of right now, the newest Sonic mobile games, the last 2 at least, are all subscription service locked, so this could be trouble for the future for people who don't want to pay subscriptions to play their favorite game. Some people would outright prefer non-exclusivity, the ability to purchase the games, play them on different platforms, etc., etc. This isn't great news, but that's just the plan. As you may or may not know, Sega just completed the purchase of Rovio for $776 million. So it's safe to say that the mobile gaming market is definitely an investment that Sega is trying to make. In 2022 alone, mobile gaming generated almost double the amount that console gaming generated. Sega is a company trying to make money, and it looks like in terms of game development, that is where the money is, making little mobile titles instead of investing years of quality and time on AAA gaming, I guess. Or maybe the better term is producing these games as like more filler content in between gaps of releasing AAA titles, which seems to be the plan for Sega going forward. But with the success of Sonic Frontiers being just about the best-selling 3D Sonic game of all time, Sega is aware that Sonic is an IP worth investing in, so that also bodes good news for the franchise. So overall, I don't see this as a bad thing. I think mobile games are okay. It's a good way to expand the IP, help the brand do well financially. One thing I would hope for, though, is real significant content updates to Sonic Dream Team. I hope this game doesn't just die due to the fact that there's not really that much content to do in it. I mean, it's a high-quality game with the content that you have, but I do believe that it has potential to have more staying power if they're able to add new characters, new skins, new levels, new worlds, and things of that nature. But as far as them producing more mobile games, I'm not against it. I'm actually here for it. We're gonna have to see what Sega does and what they plan to release, but that Rovio purchase is what stands out to me the most. More Sonic games are definitely on the way. And speaking of more Sonic games being on the way, let's get into some other news. Sega is currently running this new energy, new campaign to revive some of their old franchises such as Jet Set Radio, among several other titles, and it just feels like there's no way in the upcoming years, months, whatever you want to call it, that this revitalized focus on older IPs will not extend over to Sonic. If you look at the shot of the reveal trailer, it also says "and more." And Sega can thank none other than Sonic the Hedgehog for this marketing campaign existing in the first place. The success of Sonic is leading to reboots of older Sega franchises, so this only means that further investment will be made into the Sonic series as well. Sega has been on record multiple times, one time in 2023, saying that they're considering more Sonic reboots and remakes, which is the direction I think they'll go in 2024. Since we just got pumped with a lot of content, this could be maybe a filler year or a good time to do a reboot or remaster, because they also said in 2022, if the games are selling well, they are going to want more remakes and remasters. And lo and behold, the franchise is in fact selling extremely well. Also, the Sonic franchise in this quarter is expected to make an even bigger increase in sales. So Sonic is doing better than ever. They already know that this franchise is worth investing in, and it's definitely reasonable to expect more projects sooner than later. So could this finally be the year where we get Sonic Adventure 2 or Adventure 1 remakes or remasters? Look, Shadow the Hedgehog is going to be featured in Sonic Movie 3. I think if there's ever a time to do this, 2024 would definitely be a good year. I don't think Sega wants to make the same mistake they did with Movie 1 and not have a game or something to release alongside the movie. It would probably be the best marketing strategy, as both would be probably extremely successful, assuming they get it right and make the game good, but that's something else to discuss in a different video. It feels like something's on the horizon for Shadow the Hedgehog is what I'll say. And some leakers also think this as well. According to Axanery right here, apparently there's going to be something Shadow the Hedgehog related in Sonic Superstars, like an alternate DLC skin for Sonic. Some people are saying Sonic wearing a Shadow onesie. So also, I forgot to mention, it's probably all but confirmed we're going to see some Sonic Superstars DLC for 2024. Don't know how significant or cool it will be, but be on the lookout for that. This is actually probably one of the more weird things that are confirmed for 2024. All right, so now that we've gotten into all the confirmed stuff, I figured we could maybe go into some of the more speculative rumor stuff. For the record, I don't actually believe this. It's maybe worth talking about. Zippo is a leaker in the Sonic community who has a very mixed track record, but if this stuff does come true, at least we were able to talk about it. So he says a new traditional 3D Sonic game will release in 2024. He talked about, once again, the new Era Sega initiative that we were talking about earlier, and he says that a new traditional 3D Sonic game will release next holiday and that Sonic is not getting a break. I think most people can assume this to be true. He says he's hearing that the game is being billed as a follow-up of sorts to Colors, Generations, Lost World, and Forces, rather than 2022 Sonic Frontiers, which is probably developed by the A-Team for Sonic Team and is probably in development now and will continue to be in development for probably like the next 4 or 5 years. He says it's going to be on a much smaller scale. He says it's going to be a much more simple run and jump 3D Sonic game developed for next-gen consoles only, no open zone this time, and it's going to be the first Sonic title to release on Nintendo's new system. There's rumors about a new Switch coming out in 2024 or maybe 2025. He says, now I have no ideas as if it's going to be an adventure style game, a boost style game, and it would be foolish of me to swing either way on that right now. He says when he has word on it, we'll be the first to know. He says, once again, much smaller scale than Frontiers, both conceptually and lengthwise. Is he sure he's not talking about Sonic Dream Team? And he says the game is going to be developed by Sonic Team with co-development assistance from Sega's new Sapporo studio. He says the last thing he can comment on today is that the game will feature Shadow alongside Sonic. Considering Shadow was a complete no-show in Frontiers and Dream Team, as well as the obvious release timing with next year's movie, Shadow will play a prominent role in it. It's safe to assume that there's going to be some type of corporate synergy going on here. Sega wants a gigantic 2024 alongside the new Sonic game, the revival of Jet Set Radio, and a new Super Monkey Ball game. They want to bring Sonic back. Now listen, for the record, these are all reasonable assumptions that, based off of all the trends in Sega statements I was relaying to you guys earlier, could be made. So I don't really believe this leak, but I figured if it does come true, hey, we did end up talking about it on the channel. But a Sonic and Shadow game would be really cool, considering that Shadow needs a little bit more of a revival, and the movie's going to play big emphasis on him. They revived Knuckles and made him cool again. They made Sonic cool again. So hopefully they can do the same with Shadow. So let me know your thoughts about the new confirmed Sonic games, the leaks, the news.